What's up, everybody? Eric Solbox out the shop today, messing around with the Tupperware tank. So it does run the battery did take a full charge. The green light finally came on that. So I don't know if I'm still getting enough charge out of this to maintain that yet, because I just now started it for the first time after it said that it was all the way full, but my fingers are crossed that I'm not going to have to replace that. But bike's running good. It's not backfiring anymore either, which is interesting. Still got old fuel in it. Now for some bad news. So when I saw the ad, it said this bike had 24,000 miles on it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome. Super low miles. I go out and look at it, and it actually says 29,698 on it. And I'm like, you know, 3,000 mile discrepancy. That's not a big deal. Didn't even mention it to the guy. But then yesterday I'm out here messing around with this, and it slowly begins to dawn on me. I'm like, wait a minute. Does the odometer, does the trip meter, does it even work? And sure enough, it doesn't. I took this for just a quick ride up the road and back. I have ridden it like maybe half a mile now, but no speedometer. And so I don't know actually how many miles are on this. When I do go to do the paperwork on it at DMV, I might be able to find out like the last time it was registered, which appears to be in 2005. I might get an idea of how many miles it had on it at that point. So my fingers are crossed that maybe it's still a low mileage bike. If not, I just don't know. It is what it is. But speaking of speedometers, what's really weird is this. I find out yesterday that the speedometer doesn't work, and then I hop on the PC800 to go have coffee and a cookie this morning, and I go to roll out of the driveway, and I don't have any speedometer. What the hell? So that's 2 speedometers in like 12 hours. Turns out I ended up taking the dash out of here, and sure enough, it was where it screws into the back of this. It was relatively easy to get it screwed back in there, and it's working again. But what are the chances of 2 Hondas both losing their speedometer in like rapid succession like that? I don't know. Other bad news is that the brakes, I'm getting nothing. And I don't know if it was this way, because I didn't actually, when I bought this, I didn't even sit on it. I hadn't been on it yet, but this pedal's doing absolutely nothing. Might have been that I cracked open, it's a linked brake system, so I cracked this open. I didn't get any juice coming out of it, so I don't think that's it. I think what's going on here is that it doesn't feel like the slave is actually doing anything. The level is at like critically low. Something's going on with the back brakes, but you know, the master and the slave rebuild for the back of this probably shouldn't be too big of a deal, provided that it's not real hard to get to. It looks to me like, oh yeah, here it is. It's right back here. So might have to remove the pipe from this side or something to get it out of there. Actually, it does look like that's probably the case. I think it's probably hooked to this here and drops out from the bottom. But yeah, I've got no rear brakes. The front brakes feel like they're pretty weak at best, and they're still sticking. So it's definitely going to need a little bit of brake work. Windshield, to say that it's milky would be to put it nicely. So I'm thinking about maybe even just taking this one and cutting it down real low, and then doing like a flat black paint on the inside of it so that it looks nice on the other side, and riding it like that maybe. I'm also thinking about stealing this backrest and building myself a frame so that it can go on the PC800, and also possibly this top box. I could get rid of that top box, and I could put this with this cushion for Asher. I don't think I will eventually be touring on this bike. I actually like how these look without the box on them. They're actually kind of cool looking. I was watching a video of one that a guy went through on YouTube last night that was all blacked out. It was just super, super cool looking. He had the windscreen cut down some and no box on the back. It was a tight looking motorcycle. So maybe I'll do something like that with this. But I don't think either way that this will really be a touring bike for me. But you know, I'm still kind of undecided, you know. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with this bike at this point, other than knowing that it was a good deal and I grabbed it and it'll be fun to play with and kind of go through and make roadworthy. I was a little bit concerned about this missing piece of plastic when I picked it up. I pointed out to the guy, I was like, oh man, that sucks. There's a piece missing there, but I did find that it's in the side pannier over there. I just need the hardware to screw it back on. So anyway, just a little update on what's going on with this. So Eric Solobox, ride safe everybody. I will talk to you later.